Hi, I'm Allison, and this is my YouTube channel, Shrinking Allison. Today we'll be going through 11 brands that I love as a lifelong plus-size shopper. We'll cover some underwear, trendy items, large size ranges, and even some extended calf boots. I'm currently on a weight loss journey. At this point, I'm at 270 pounds. I'm 5'6", and I typically wear an 18 or a 20 or a 2X, depending on what clothing brand I'm shopping at. And we'll talk about the differences in the sizes of these brands as we go through. This video will be broken into 3 parts: foundational basics, elevated basics, and trendy items. Please feel free to click on the chapters below so that you can skip around the video and find exactly what you're looking for. Nothing in this video is cheap, but what I want you to focus on is cost per wear. It's less expensive in the long run to buy an expensive item that lasts through many washes and many years than it is to buy multiple disposable items that you have to replace over time. For example, one $200 sweater might last you years, whereas in that same time, you might be able to buy 5 $40 sweaters for the same price. Also, I'm a textile artist, so I'm a little bit of a fabric snob, and you may pick up on the fact that I like natural fibers as we go through this list. I'm going to go over the prices of the items as they are new right now, but I highly recommend secondhand shopping, and please make sure you're subscribed with alerts on so that you can watch my upcoming video on where I shop secondhand both in person and online. And while you're subscribing, I'd appreciate a like and a comment. Go ahead and drop your favorite brand into the comments right now. Let's see if they're one of the ones that gets highlighted in my list of 11. Let's talk about the foundational basics brands that I love. The first one is Alomi. Alomi is an intimates brand that specializes in larger cup sizes. Their size range is 32 band to a 48 band. And their cups range in size from a double D to a K, and those are in UK sizing. I wear a 40H or a 40GG, depending on my exact size at that moment, because I do find that my chest fluctuates pretty significantly at this particular weight range. I'm going to show you a picture here of the Tegan high cut brief and the Tegan plunge bra that I really enjoy. The brief is $24 and the bra is available on sale for about $55. Their bras typically, when they're full price, range in price between $70 and $80. And I find that one bra easily lasts me over a year and does not degrade in quality during that time very significantly. The support remains steady, the clasps work well, and the fabric stays in really good shape, which is different than some of the bras that I've purchased from other retailers. I also really enjoy their Downtime wire-free bralette and their Downtime boy short. It's the only bralette wire-free that I've ever found that fits my size H chest and actually provides me with ample support. The bralette is $88 and the boy shorts are $22. I don't always want to wear an underwire, and sometimes that bralette really saves me, especially in the summer. I really appreciate it in the summer. And I like the matching boy shorts. They're very comfortable and they wear really well in the wash. Next, let's talk about our foundational brand number 2. That would be Skims. Skims ranges from a double extra small to a 4X. Their 2X, which is my typical size in Skims and most other brands, is a 45 to 48 inch bust, a 38.5 to 41.5 inch waist, and a 48 to 51 inch hip. I really enjoy their foundational pieces such as the long sleeve black dress that I'll show you here. I used to wear it alone before I solved some of my weight blindness, and now that I look at the video of me wearing it all by itself, I get a little self-conscious that I ever made that decision, but it is still a really solid foundational piece and will look great under a long blazer or a long tunic. And I think that would kind of cover up some of the ripples and dimples that I see in my hips and rear in this particular video. But it's a very comfortable dress. It washes really well. It's incredibly soft. And I personally enjoy wearing it for bed. I mean, it's an absolutely wonderful winter nightgown. I mean, it's maybe an expensive winter nightgown, but I really like it. I also have a robe from Skims. This particular velour robe has been discontinued, but they have robes every season, and this is the time to purchase a robe if you're interested. So I would highly recommend checking out Skims to see if they have one that you enjoy. Their foundational dresses tend to be about $80. You can get them in maxi length, you can get them in mini length, yummy style, strapless, long sleeve, short sleeves, crew neck, V-neck. It's really all over the place. Let's talk about our foundational basics brand number 3. This is Good American. They range in size from 00 to a 32 plus. In Good American right now, I'm a size 18, which is a waist of 41 and a hip of 52, which is pretty consistent with the 2X that we just talked about in Skims. I'm going to take a look at my notes while I read this to you. Good American is committed to challenging industry norms to bring you a collection that is 100% inclusive always. Every piece is shown on 3 models. They have really high quality fabric and they have an obsession with fit and attention to comfort. I highly recommend with Good American you watch for sales. They have great sales, usually 30 to 50% off, sometimes even more. You can also check their website to see where they stock in store and go try on and figure out what your size might be in Good American. Then search sites like Mercari or Poshmark. I find that there are tons of low-priced Good American items on sites like Poshmark. I particularly enjoy my 90s relaxed fit jeans, which you're seeing here on the screen. I purchased them at about $60 because I think at the time they were about 60% off. I also have a pair of Good Skate wide leg jeans. They retail for $188, but I got them on Poshmark for $40. And I enjoy my Always Fits Good Waist skinny jean. Again, that is on the Good American site for $138, but I paid $40 for it on Poshmark. Let's talk about our 4th and final foundational basics brand, Universal Standard. Universal Standard's acronym is US or US, and so their motto is fashion for all of us. They have 22 sizes from a 00 to a size 40. So this brand is the largest size range in any of the brands that we're going to talk about today. They use only the best fabrics and sustainable options whenever possible. They use premium Peruvian cotton, signature stretch linen, luxurious Italian wools, sumptuous French satin back crepe, and expertly engineered denim, according to their website. Every garment is fit on every size when they develop it. So they have a really ingenious and labor-intensive way of fitting items, and it shows in the way that their clothes fit. Their sizes also aren't quote-unquote normal. A size medium in Universal Standard is an 18-20. So I wear a size medium in the brand Universal Standard. And they do that because the average size of women in the US is an 18-20, and they thought that the average should be considered medium. So do make sure that you're paying attention to the sizing when you purchase from Universal Standard, especially if you choose to purchase secondhand, because it can get a little complicated with the way that people size things on those secondhand sites. Bust measurement is 47 to 49 inches, waist measurement 40 to 42 inches, and hip measurement 50 to 52 inches. I have a couple of pieces from Universal Standard that I've had for a very long time. I have a white sweatshirt. Well, actually, that one's kind of new to me. I've been watching it on Poshmark for over a year, and I finally bit the bullet and bought it because I was just so worried that somebody else would snatch it up. It's a discontinued boat neck sweatshirt, but they do have other styles of sweatshirts available now. What I really enjoy about their sweatshirt is that it has a very unique fabric and a very strong attention to fit details. I also have an orange jumpsuit that reads a little bit red when I wear it. You may have seen it in some thumbnails or some previous vlogs of mine. It's not available for filming right now because it's at the alteration shop because I stepped a hole in the seam and that's getting fixed, but it is a high quality linen. I also enjoy the black dress that you're seeing on screen here. I actually wear this dress now as a nightgown because I wore it so long that it has a lot of little micro holes in it, and some of the seams have started to tear. But the fabric is still basically as good as new as far as the feel goes. So I just wear it as a nightgown. But it's still available on the website as a dress, and I'll go ahead and link it below if you're interested in checking that out. Before I move on to our next section where I talk about elevated basics, I'd love for you to give me a like, a subscribe, and a comment. Let me know if you want me to shop these brands in future videos and show you, if I were shopping from them today, what I would choose right now. All right, let's talk about our elevated basics. Now, these are going to get a little bit more expensive. I'm going to warn you that up front. They also will last you for years and years and years across hundreds of washes. So keep in mind the low cost per wear, even though the initial sticker price is expensive. The first elevated basics brand that I want to discuss is Tradlands. Their tagline is "Clothing to Love Forever." They call themselves perfected essentials for women, inspired by thoughtful tailoring, expert details, and quality fabrics. They work in small batches and they're developed slowly and thoughtfully. Their sizing range is from a double extra small to a 4X, and they provide both body measurements and garment measurements for every single garment. So if you're looking at a particular dress, it's going to tell you not only what size you need to be to choose your right size, but also what the ease will be in the garment and what the actual waist measurement of the garment might be. So ease is the difference between your skin and where the fabric falls. So you can see this is actually a Tradlands piece right here. And I believe it's a 3X, although the sizing tag has fallen off, unfortunately. But you can see that it's a 3X, but it has a lot of ease. And this will allow you to choose. If you want to go oversized, you actually can, and you can choose how oversized you might want it to be if you're not at the top of the size range. I have had this particular house dress that you see on screen here for years. I have mended the holes that have developed in it from snagging it on stuff, even though I don't know how I did that because the fabric is so thick and luxurious. That's what I love most about this dress, is that it feels weighty. You try it on and it feels substantial. And that's not a feeling we get often in fast fashion. And so you do get that substantial feeling in these more sustainable, elevated basics brands. I have the Chalet tiered dress, and that retails right now for $164, and I wear it in a 3X. So their 2X is pretty consistent with other brands. The bust measurement is 48 to 49 inches. The waist measurement is 40 to 43 inches. And the hip measurement is 51 to 53. But I just happen to have purchased both of my pieces when I was a little bit larger. And so they are in a 3X. And I appreciate the ease that we talked about in those garments. But if I were repurchasing the Chalet tiered dress today, I'd probably buy it in a 2X. All right, our second elevated basics brand would be Curator SF. It was founded in 2005. SF stands for San Francisco. They say they are designs to fit a wide range of bodies, hardworking fabrics, and shapes that flatter. They want to make you feel powerful and uninterrupted during your day. And it's interesting, when I wrote that down, powerful and uninterrupted, they nailed it with this black dress, which is one of my go-to first date dresses because it just makes me feel really, really good. It has a high neckline, which I appreciate because it keeps me covered up. It's got comfortable sleeves so that if my arms are fluctuating a little bit in weight, I don't feel the tightness in my sleeves. I absolutely hate that. It has a little bit of a dropped armpit, I suppose. I don't know what that seam is called. So I don't get super sweaty, which is nice. The waist is elastic and can fluctuate as my body changes a little bit. 5 pounds here or there, maybe more than 5 pounds sometimes. The fabric that it's made out of is a cupro, and it is a very lightweight but still warm enough fabric, so I don't feel chilly. The only thing that's different about this dress from when I originally purchased it is that I had it hemmed because it was hitting me at mid-calf, which just is not a flattering length for me. So hitting right below the knee is a much better length. So I had my seamstress lady go ahead and cut off a couple of inches. They provide garment measurements for every garment. They actually don't provide body measurements for their clothing. They only provide garment measurements, so you can determine immediately how small or large, how much ease you'll have the distance between your skin and the fabric in the finished garment. And I particularly love their skirts and dresses, and I like the shopping experience on their website because they have models of every size in their size range, and they provide the picture of the model along with the measurements and height of the model so that you can identify the model that is closest to your size and then figure out what the clothes might look like on you. I find that incredibly helpful. Their sizing is pretty consistent. Their 2X is pretty much like a 2X in any other brand. All right, let's talk about our third Elevated Basics brand. That would be Gallery Outerwear. They are sold at Nordstrom, Kohl's, JCPenney, and Dillard's. Their size range is a little bit different. They have a 1X, a 2X, and a 3X in their plus size range. A 1X is a 16 to 18. A 2X is a 20 to 22. And a 3X is a 24 to 26. So this outerwear range goes a little bit larger than the standard 1X to 3X size range. I'll talk about the 2X here, which is a 2022, has a bust size of 54 to 58, a waist size of 52 to 56, and a hip size of 56 to 60. Now these measurements are about 4 to 6 inches larger than a standard 2X. And that's because not only is the sizing chart shifted up a little bit, but also I think they're accounting for the fact that we wear bulkier items underneath our winter coats. And I'm not sure whether or not this sizing chart is a garment sizing chart or a body sizing chart. So I will tell you that while I wear a 2X in most things, in gallery coats, I prefer a 3X because then I can accommodate sweaters underneath it. And I enjoy the extra length that that provides me. I enjoy these coats because they're lined, they have quality fabric, they're long lasting, they're extremely heavy weight. Again, like you lift this coat up and it feels substantial. I'm talking about a trench coat with a hood and a belt. So I would imagine that if you got like a lightweight raincoat, it probably wouldn't feel quite so substantial, but their long coats are very heavy. They have lots of styles. I did notice when I was researching for this video that they don't currently have the long black trench coat style that I'm showing you here, but I do recommend this brand, and their coats range in price from $100 to $200, it looks like. Okay, let's talk about our fourth Elevated Basics brand, Kiona. It was started in 1996 by a young woman whose friend had to have her mom make all her clothes because, yep, in the 1990s, there was no retail clothing available over the size of 16 if you wanted to look cute. So she decided to start a brand and she called it Kiona. They range in size from 10 to 32 or a 0X to a 5X. And I think of Kiona and I think of bridal, inexpensive bridal, and fancy dresses. So if I want a cocktail dress, Kiona is going to be where I go. It's definitely cute stuff. They have incredible amounts of fit help on their website. They have a sizing comparison chart between them and the following brands. And they have the largest size range of any of the brands I'm about to list: Ijiji, Torrid, Catherine's, Lane Bryant, Eloquai, and Monif C. So if you've shopped any of those brands, they have a sizing chart that will tell you if you're a such and such size in this brand, you're this size in Kiona. They really want to help you find the right fit. And I also like the way their fabrics are chosen for their dresses because they introduce ever so slight amount of stretch, which just makes every garment a lot easier to wear. I find that my purple lace dress, which is their Mademoiselle lace cocktail dress, is incredibly comfortable and always very reliable. I just wish I had something by them that was a little bit less fancy because the lace definitely kicks it up a notch, and that's not always the right choice for every moment. Their Mademoiselle lace cocktail dress is currently available on their website in the color that you are seeing here, although I bought this dress years ago, and it retails at $168. Their 2X is an 18-20 with a bust measurement of 48 to 52, a waist measurement of 42.5 to 46, and a hip measurement of 52.5 to 56. Let's get started on our final section, our trendy items. The first trendy item brand we're going to cover is Variety Hour. Variety Hour is a Melbourne-based studio by textile designer Cassie Burns. It was started in 2016 to explore her curiosities in fashion print. They remain a textile-focused studio. They have a small team of 8, and they are based, for you Australian viewers, on Gertrude Street in Fitzroy. They make their prints using gouache, inks, and markers, and then they digitize those prints and turn them into fabrics. And their fabrics are typically inspired by everyday life and in-depth themes, and they usually tell a story. I particularly love their strawberry print dresses that they've had now for about 6 to 8 months, and I'm hoping I might be able to figure out how to afford one of these very expensive dresses before they're no longer available. They're very expensive because not only are they incredibly high quality fabric that are art prints, each dress is literally a piece of art, it also is Australian dollars, so you have to incorporate the exchange rate. Their dresses tend to run in like the $350 range when you consider the exchange rate, so they're pricey. And they're almost never available secondhand. They really are an investment piece, but I tell you what, my Variety Hour dress is my most highly complimented piece in my entire wardrobe. People absolutely love it. And I love it every time I wear it. And I think mine is in a 3X. And I've had it for years now, wears amazingly, and tends to be able to accommodate like a pretty significant weight fluctuation based on its shape. I'm not certain that every shape dress that they make could do that, but this particular shape dress can. They also use models of different sizes to help you visualize how the clothes are going to fit, which is really helpful when you're making a purchase that's that expensive and you can't try it on. But if you're one of the lucky viewers who lives in Melbourne, they have a shop and you must go check it out and let me know how it goes. Maybe someday I can go. Their size range is an extra small to a 3X. I am a 2X. Well, actually, I think my dress is a 3X and I like it. But let's talk about what a 2X is. It's considered an 18-20. Bust is 50.8 inches to 53.5. Waist is 39-ish inches to 41-ish inches. And hip is 51 to 53-ish inches. All right, we're almost to the end. We're going to talk about our second to last brand, Vince Camuto. Vince Camuto is where I like to go for extended calf boots. They have 4 different sizes of calf widths: narrow, standard, wide, and extra wide. Every boot provides you with a calf measurement that is specific to every size. So for example, I wear a size 9, and for the particular boot that I pulled these numbers from, it provided me with the following calf measurements for that specific boot. A narrow calf was 14.8 inches, a standard calf was 15.9, a wide calf was 17.1, and an extra wide calf was 18.3 inches, and that was specific to that one boot, so that those measurements change depending on which boot you're looking at. Midge is home. What'd she think of the chickens?
She's curious, but
Not like gonna kill them. Oh, good. Oh, look at, she's loving you. Come inside. I'm gonna stay outside. Well, that was a brief intermission. What were we talking about? Oh, that's right. The Cashley wide calf knee-high boots. They retail for about $250. Not cheap, but you can have them resold. I did put on new non-slip soles, the cobbler did, and then I have one time before replaced the heel tips. They're really lifetime boots if you take good care of them. And I also have a pair of thigh-high boots from Vince Camuto. They don't currently have any thigh-high boots available on their website. And I do have a tag on the boots that say for display only because they are not fit for human feet, but they're beautiful and I love them and I don't have the heart to part with them, but maybe I will someday on my Poshmark and you might be able to pick them up there because I'm never going to wear them out in public ever again. I wore them on my last birthday and I wanted to die. Yeah, it wasn't great. All right, our final trendy brand and the last of our 11 brands for this video is Eloquai. Eloquai is where I go to find trendy items. When I checked their website to see what they had to say about themselves, they quoted from Vogue, who said, "Fashion-forward styles with consistent refreshes, allowing you to find fresh picks for seasonal wear or everybody classics." With Eloquai, always wait for a sale. The dress I'm showing you right now is no longer available because it was a summer style, but if I were buying an off-the-shoulder dress for the fall, I would be purchasing the one that I'm showing you here, which is the off-the-shoulder maxi. It's available in black and red. I might buy one of each if I had unlimited storage space. It is regularly priced at $119.95 and on sale right now for $59.97. So always wait for a sale to shop at Eloquai. Their size range is a 14 to a 32. Their 18-20 is pretty standard with a bust of 47 to 51, a waist of 41 to 45, a hip of 50 to 54, and they also provide bicep measurements for each size. So if arm fit is an issue for you, Eloquai is a great place to purchase items so that you can understand if they'll fit your bicep. All right, we have reached the end. Thank you for sticking with me through the 11 brands that I love and have worn for years as a lifetime plus size shopper. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate a like, a subscribe, and a comment. Remember, there are no affiliate links in this video description. So if you'd like to support me as a creator, please make sure you do that, like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you all so much. If you're on your own weight loss journey, remember, we've got this, and I'll see you next time.